Hello from Slide Nerd and hello from Weaves. In the last video, in fact, starting with the last few videos, I've been talking only about how to make this list view that you see over here with images, text, titles, descriptions, right? So let's go and finish this in this video. So the first thing we have is we have our single row.xml, which defines only the structure of how a single row will appear. Remember, this is not actually active right now. At runtime, the list view is gonna create this structure and fill it with appropriate data. So when is that runtime? It's actually inside a method called getView. So here you're gonna override this getView method. This is where the list view is gonna call the adapter, and this method is gonna get called each time a row has to be displayed to the user. So inside here, you need to create that structure and populate it with the appropriate data. So for that, the first thing, we need to get this structure which we have inside XML in the form of a Java object so that we can manipulate it, put the appropriate values inside, right? So let's go and do that. For that, we need a layout inflator object that converts an XML appearance description into a Java object. I'm gonna say layout inflator context dot get layout inflator get system service. The problem is the layout inflator reference can be obtained through the context object, and we don't have a context object which is active anywhere. But we do have a constructor where a context object has been passed in. So let's use this value by creating another context over here by saying context. Below the super, I'm gonna say this dot context equals to C. So now we can simply say context dot get system service layout inflator service. Again, we need to typecast this. First, we need to import this class layout inflator. Press Alt Enter, import the class, typecast this. So at this point, we got a reference to the layout inflator. This is the class which is going to convert this single row.xml from an XML based object that you see over here into a Java based view object that we can use over here. For that, we have a method which says inflator.inflate, 3 parameters. Name the file that you want to convert into a Java object, that is r.layout.single row in our case. Name the guy who's going to be the parent of this file. Now what do I mean by that? Well, I have explained about how the inflation works in a separate video called layout inflator in my playlist. You guys can definitely check that. Here we have a parameter called view group parent, which is nothing but the list view which we have over here, which is called list. Alright, so we can pass this parent here, and I'm going to pass the third parameter as false. Now remember, I've explained exactly what all this is about in a separate video. It's a very huge concept and pretty complex. So here in this video, I'm not going to jump into this. So you guys can go ahead and check it out. I will also make another video where I will talk about what happens if I change this false to true and what other ways I can play with this. Alright, so this inflator.inflate is going to take this XML file, which is our single row, and give us a Java object which I'm going to store inside this variable called row. Alright, now at this point, this row object actually contains a reference to this relative layout, which is the root view inside our single row.xml. Alright, so in short, this row is actually containing that relative layout. So using this row object, we can find this image view, we can find this text view 1, and we can find this text view 2, and then set appropriate values for the image and the text for each different row, right? Remember, this method getView is called for every row, and that is why we have to customize each row here. Alright, so using this row object, which is actually a relative layout, let me get a reference to these views. That is the image view, text view number 1, text view number 2. So let's go and do that. I'm gonna say row.find view by id r.id.image view. This is gonna give me the image view object, which I can store inside image view my image. We need to probably do a typecasting and import. Alright, so go here, import this image view by pressing Alt Enter, and again press Alt Enter to do the typecasting, and there you go. Same way, get a reference to the text view by saying text view. Alright, so at this point, I had my layout inflator. I have created this view row object which represents the relative layout inside our single row.xml using the inflator, and then I've got a reference to the image view and both the text views. Now there's only one thing that remains. I need to actually go ahead, set the image for this image view, set the text for this text view, and we are done. That's all that remains. Alright, so in the next video, I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to set and also run this list view. It's our last video about this custom list view with images. If you like what you saw, please subscribe to my channel, comment, let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear from you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys later. Have a nice day.